It's December the 1st, 2023, so that means it's time for a November income report. I'm Andrew Stevenson, and in today's video I'm going to show you how much money I made last month with KDP, how many books sold, and the exact books that sold. I'll show you the covers. I may even show you the interiors of some of them. So here we are in the KDP royalties estimator. I will just point out that this figure here, all of my 142 books, that over this past year, that hasn't changed very much. So the figures I'm about to show you are mostly passive. I have added a couple of books, diaries, this year, but very little. So this is how much I made, £31.75. There are days where I didn't sell any more than I'd like, and there are some days where I've made a couple of quid each day. The majority of these books are books that I made years ago. A lot of them are craft paper pads, gig diaries, comedy writing books. So, I have added a couple of books, but this is on the whole passive income from work I put in, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And to make that 31 quid, I sold 27 books. Not a lot, but if I make £30 a month, so that's nearly 400 quid a year, 360 quid a year. It'll pay for a few bills. So I'll just scroll down now and show you which books actually sold. So the craft paper pads are always the top seller, and there's a few different types. I have just discovered a new way how to make craft paper pads in seconds, which I'll link to the video below. It's a website called Repper. Very good, and a free 14-day trial, so give it a go. But these are the ones that sold. So I sold 6 steampunk, always the top seller. 5 singers gig diaries, which is a surprise, but I suppose these are coming into gifts. 3 cat journals, cat diaries. I made this book just to have on my Etsy store, and I thought I'll upload it while I'm doing it, and I've sold 3. I also put a link to the Etsy store below. 25% off if you use the code word ISUB2U. Again, I'll put that in the description. These fashion sketch pads, again, always popular, sell a few every month. Comedians gig diary. I'll be honest, the interior is very similar to the singers. It's just slightly more honed towards a comedian. I always sell a few comedy writing books. This is the first book I created, and I created it because I do stand up, and this is the sort of thing I would find useful. More craft paper pads. Now some of these, obviously Christmas is seasonal, these don't sell very well, so they kind of went under the radar when I increased the prices after KDP's price increase. So I'm getting not a lot of money for those, so I will have to go in and change the prices. There's another comedian's diary that is a larger size. There's a drummer's diary. Again, these are all very similar. Again, I'm imagining they offer gifts. Tradwife planner, just a very terrible planner. I'll have to do something about that. It sells every now and then, but it really is a poor planner. And now back on the royalty screen, I'll show you how much money I made per book. So, selling 6 of these, I think it was, made £9. So I'm making about £150 a book, which is kind of the sweet spot. But obviously you can tell, selling 27 books, I'm not making £150 on every book. If that was the case, I'd be making like 40, £3-ish, but I'm not. And on this one I'm making £2 a book. I sold 2 of those, making £4. Again, making £1.60 a book. Now the thing about these books here are, again, I didn't put the price up when KDP increased their printing costs, but obviously I was still making a lot of money from the books. Same as this one, I didn't put the price up, so I must have been making over £2 per book when this sold. Later on, when I started making books, I thought, oh, I'll drop the price and try and get them, just £1 or £1.50 a book. But yeah, I don't think that really works, to be honest. Lowering the cost to get more sales. I think if people would pay £6 for a book, they'd pay £6.50 for a book. You know, I think you're kind of undervaluing your product and also the time it took to make it. Obviously, this product I've vastly over. I'll show you the interior of that. It is absolutely dog do. There's my diaries. I sold 3 of those, so I'm obviously not making a lot there. 45p. Again, the reason I listed it on KDP after making it for Etsy was because I needed to show that it was uploadable to KDP, hassle-free upload. So I went through all the rigmarole of putting everything in, got through to the preview, and I thought, oh, I'll just publish it. Christmas Craft, sold 1 of those, making £1.09. And these are 2 poor ones, 22p. So now I'm going to show you the interior of some of these books. So this is the fashion sketchbook. It sells okay, and that gives you an idea of what's in. But it is basically just these mannequins / female figures. Very faint, so the idea is the person can draw on them. Different poses. A simple book, sells reasonably well. And this is that 2024 diary for cat lovers. So knocked up quickly for, it even says planner on the side. Obviously should have said diary. And this is it. Very simple. Nothing inside. Just a basic diary. Now this is the sort of thing that I could have put 100 different covers on. And obviously I've sold 3 of this one. If I made another, say 100 books, sold 3 of each, another 300 books sold. But I didn't because I'm a lazy boy. And this is the Tradwife planner I was telling you about. The cover doesn't look too bad really, but the interior is absolute gubbins. There we go, very basic. I did make this myself in Serif Page Plus, which was the precursor to the Affinity software suite. Now, I've gone over the margins there, but it printed fine and was accepted. But it is just a repeating planner sort of thing. Undated, so an evergreen niche. And there you go, identical pages. It's just very plain. So that'll do for today's video. I'll put a link in the description to how to make these sort of books. Obviously, I haven't made a video for this one, but for craft paper pads and diaries and things like that. Also, I'll put a link to the Repper video I made. It's well worth a look, even if you just take up the 14-day trial. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.